The following program is a special presentation of University Television.
From the University of Nebraska at Omaha, University Television presents the UNO Mavericks versus the Nebraska Kearney Antelopes in NCAA Division II football. Tonight's live broadcast of the UNO Mavericks is brought to you in part by Nebraskans for Public Television. Join over 33,000 viewers like you by becoming a contributing member today. Hi again, everybody. I'm Bill Dolman, and coming up, we've got an exciting evening of football planned. The pride is on the line as the Universities of Nebraska at Omaha and Kearney renew their rivalry. It's a matchup of two schools who began the season in opposite direction. The Mavericks defeated Wayne State here in Omaha last weekend, while the Antelopes, they lost their season opener to Augustana. Adrian Fiala joins me for the call of tonight's game. And Adrian, we also have two teams that started the season in similar situations, and that was a quarterback question.
Yes, they did, Bill. Both teams had quarterback problems or questions to start the season. UNO has solved that problem with Josh Lutke. He had a great performance last week, 17 out of 40, 296 yards. He really did establish himself last week as the official starting. Kearney, on the other hand, UNK, they're looking at two quarterbacks, Ken Terry and Justin Norblay. They're battling it out right now. We'll probably see both of those players here tonight on the field. But again, that quarterback is a question for them right now.
You mentioned Lutke for UNO. They've only had 5 300-yard passing games in UNO history, 296 last week, so he's already off to a great start. But the key for UNO may be defense.
Probably is defense, and they're playing right into the strong suit of UNO. UNO's defense is probably one of the best defenses they've had in a long time, led by Steve Kurtz and Rodney Bradley. Pretty good bunch of kids. I tell you what, it's going to be a tough defensive battle. I think UNO has the edge there.
For Kearney, they know that they have to control the football.
Well, they have to control the football. They had a tough time last week. They really were prepared to win that game, but it really didn't come out. Augustana really put the tag on them. They lost 3 players, 3 key players. Mark Eulie, their fine running back, Jeff Ortmeyer and Robert Trent. UNO also has lost 2 key players, Jeff Jennings and Stacy Cross. So both teams keep people out. UNO still has the edge.
Kearney lost some players to injuries. They also lost some pride because you mentioned it. They were looking forward to a win against Augustana. This series began way back in 1950, and they've been playing consecutively for the last 10 years. In fact, UNO has won 9 of the last 10 meetings. And we talked to the 2 head coaches, Tom Mueller of UNO and Claire Boroff of Kearney, about what this game means to their programs.
It's a good one, and I think both of our first 2 games, the Wayne game and the Kearney game are very important. I think they're what college football in Nebraska is all about. And basically, like I always tell our kids, we have the same type of people on the field that Kearney does. A lot of homegrown kids, a lot of kids from the same background. You'll find a lot of our kids either played on the same team with the Kearney players or competed against them in high school. So you have that type of thing. I don't think it's a hate type of deal. I think sometimes you compete very good against people that are your friends.
Well, I think it's a big game. Obviously, it's without question the most recognizable opponent we have. It's a good interstate rivalry, and we need to play well, and we need to get a victory to get back on the right track as far as our program is concerned.
Such a big game, they couldn't wait to get it started. The opening kickoff taken by Lamont White, and UNO will have possession at its own 20.
Great tackle by Dan Price from Kearney on the kickoff, Bill. And I tell you, both of these teams are psyched. They're ready to play football, and Kearney will not be denied. They were not really mentally ready to play that football game last year. I think everybody would agree with that statement. They're ready tonight, mentally and physically, and so anxious, so they got a little head start on us.
Josh Lutke will open up at quarterback for the Mavericks. They'll work out of the one-back set. They'll have 4 receivers in the pattern, and they'll keep it on the ground. The draw is to the running back, McClanahan. Scoots across the line out to the 30. He may have enough for another first down.
That's Shane McClanahan from Omaha Creighton Pratt, transferred here from University of Nebraska at Lincoln. He's a fine, tough runner. Runs up inside there for a first down. And one thing you have to be prepared as far as UNK Kearney is concerned tonight, Bill. Outside of the game, you can't be too overly emotional. You got to play with controlled aggression and make sure you don't overrun plays. That can happen when you have so much emotion running through your system here early in the game.
Again with 4 receivers in the pattern. Lutke, number 3, the quarterback. McClanahan, the lone setback. It is second down, call it a yard.
A little movement on the right side there.
The opening toss was won by the Mavericks. They elected to receive the kickoff. They did so. They'll be going north to south here at Caniglia Field. That may play into the hands of the UNK defense because they need to get something going defensively, and Lutke's a strong thrower. He's not going to want to throw into the wind.
He won't want to throw into the wind, and the wind is throwing well. The flag, there you see the offensive line. Jason Hike, Scott Fish, Don Ballard, Mike Crawford, Mark Wendt, and Rory Whaley in the offensive line for the UNO Mavericks. Backs and receivers, Josh Lutke at quarterback. We talked about him, McClanahan, Cross, Tom Cordes, and Lamont White. Tom Cordes, a very important and significant receiver for the UNO Mavericks.
He had a good game in the opener against Wayne. Second down, call it 6 to go. Ball at the 25-yard line for the Mavericks. Lutke wants to throw, has somebody open. That's Lamont White, simply overthrew it. Good pressure put on by Chris Houghton, the defensive tackle. Big guy, 6'4", 290 pounds in the face of Josh Lutke.
And Chris Houghton is a dominant player on defense for University of Nebraska Kearney. He's 6'4", 290 pounds. He's an inspirational player, a leader, very intelligent player. And I want to tell you what, he plays like his hair's on fire. He's a tough kid.
Very intense. Third down, 6, the ball at the Maverick 25-yard line. Just moments into this one. UNO, UNK, Division II football here from Caniglia Field. Again, the one-back set, McClanahan behind Lutke. The Lopers in that 4-man front. And Lutke wants to throw. Has some time over the middle. Off of White, and the pass is complete into Loper territory. Pass pulled down by number 89, Tom Cordes. Cordes playing with a pulled muscle. They thought he was questionable tonight.
Well, very fortunately, he's in the ball game for UNO tonight. Their fine receiver, Jeff Jennings, is not. He's out. He's out with an injury. But on that play there, Bill, that's just how you draw it on the board. You know, you tip it, the tip drill, and then just tip it over to Court, and there you go. He picks up another 25 yards on the play, but very alertly, Tom Cordes is there to pick off the deflection off that middle receiver. Didn't get the number of that train, but at least Mavericks now past midfield.
Just like Mueller drew it up on the chalkboard. First down and 10 at the Loper 43-yard line. Lutke again wants to throw. Swings it out of the backfield to McClanahan, just out of his reach. Last week, Josh Lutke 17 of 40, so they like to put the ball in the air.
He likes to throw the football. We saw a lot of that, obviously, when Josh Lutke was at Creighton Prep. He led that team to 2 state championships, actually passed for more than 1,500 yards and 17 touchdowns while he was at Creighton Prep, and as mentioned, 2 state titles. Bill, on the last 3 pass patterns or pass plays, Josh Lutke has been a little bit high with each of his passes. The one that was complete was overthrown, deflected in the arms of Cordes. This pass here out in the flat to number 3. Check that. That was Shane McClanahan out in the flat, again overthrown.
They'll run the draw to McClanahan. And really had nowhere to go. DJ Vokalek, number 6, coming up from his bandit position. Out of Lincoln Northeast, also Brueggemann in there to make the stop. We'll call Vokalek a lot, too.
You bet. Shane McClanahan, 5'8", 181 pounds, out of Creighton Prep also. They have a tandem I formation there with the quarterback from Prep and Shane McClanahan, the I-back from Prep, a single back, I should say. Shane McClanahan, 40-yard dash and 4.5. He's got great speed, also very, very strong.
Gain of an inch, but they call it third down and 9 from the Loper 42. Lutke, the quarterback. Again, McClanahan behind him. And Lutke wants to throw third and long over the middle and over the head of Todd Hurt, the intended receiver, number 1.
And one more time, you just saw it, Josh Lutke a bit overthrown. Every pass he's thrown thus far on the evening, a bit overthrown, getting the nose of that football up just a little bit too much. And Bill, when you're throwing into a wind as stiff as it's coming out of the south, when you get the nose of the ball up, it's going to stay up, not going to come down, and that's probably that probably accounts for why Lutke has been overthrown here the last 4 times. E.J.
Hancock, number 20, standing back at his own 10-yard line, awaiting the punt from Brian Rue, the Maverick punter who had a terrific night against Wayne last weekend. This one into the wind, drives it hard. And Hancock's going to let this one go into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and the Lopers will have it first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. So a good start for the UNK defense.
Good start. They gained a little confidence on that, even in spite of that relay pass play that we saw. But again, it's got to build a little bit of their confidence. And again, as I mentioned, Chris Houghton, their ringleader, and there you see the defense over having a little school right now with the assistant coaches. But again, their coach is saying, hey, we're in this game. We're going to stay in this game. Now it's their turn. The big black shirts, the UNO Mav black shirts, right here in Omaha, Nebraska.
Ken Terry leads this UNK Loper offense. Big question mark on the Kearney offense. They'll also work out of the one back set. This is Hancock. Takes the handoff across the 20, may have picked up a yard.
Good job that time inside. I know Steve Kurtz was in on that tackle. He, again, a ringleader for this UNO defense. He did not make the initial contact on the play. He came in on the assist. Couldn't pick up the number of the initial hit on that.
Kurtz, an all-state player at Creighton Prep, went to Northern Illinois out of high school and then transferred back home to lead this MAV defense. 2nd down and 9 from the 21-yard line. Again, out of the one-back set. 3 receivers in the pattern. Terry wants to throw on the second play from scrimmage. He's got a man open, but he overthrows him. Overthrowing Doug Russell, the junior out of Omaha Northwest.
And Lamont Gilchrist over there on the coverage. Pretty good coverage down that far sideline. Gilchrist maybe a half a step behind, but again, the ball overthrown. It can work against you with the wind blowing as stiffly as it is out of the south to the quarterback Terry's backside here. But the ball's going to be shoved along a little bit by that wind, so it's tough to really tough to pass on an evening like tonight with such a stiff breeze.
3rd down, 9. Keep in mind, UNK is playing without its top receiver, Robert Trent, who injured a knee in the season opener against Augustana. His season and, in all likelihood, his career is now over. 3rd down and 9 play. Terry again to the air, completes it this time to Russell, but he won't have enough for the first down. Driven way back by Gilchrist, back beyond the 20-yard line, and Russell didn't like it too much. A little meeting over there on the sideline.
That's just good hard football. That's a good job over there by Gilchrist. He timed the tackle just perfectly, and then he put that shoulder right up under the ribs of the receiver and drove him back, and it's going to be punt time. And, Bill, they got quite a punter in Casey Anderson.
Good story to tell you about Casey Anderson, number 98. Last week, the game against Augustana was so out of control, according to the coaches, that in their weekly luncheon, Loper luncheon out there in Kearney, 5 punts were shown as highlights. Hopefully for Clara Boroff, he won't have to face that same situation again.
I respect that as somewhat of a sense of humor, actually. There's a nice boot.
With the wind. Coming down, this is Rodney Brown, all by himself. Really had nobody blocking with that 10-man front put on by the Mavs. And UNO will take second possession. 1st down and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Good field position for Josh Lutke and company. Gain of 9 on the return by Rodney Brown. 20th meeting in this series between these two teams. UNO leads it 13-6. And we mentioned at the top of the telecast that this is the 11th straight year that these two teams have met, and UNO has had the better of it, winning 9 of the last 10.
And Coach Tom Miller, 2-0 against the Kearney Antelopes.
McClanahan takes the handoff across the 40, scoots outside across the 45, then slips down.
Shane McClanahan once again showing his great agility. I'm not sure. It looks like maybe there's a little bit of dampness on that carpet out there, Bill. I didn't get a chance to go out on the carpet before the game got underway, but just the way it's drying out now, it looks like it might be a little bit damp. But good cut up inside, and then he tried to cut one more time, lost his footing, but a good pickup, gained about, call it 7 yards.
Well, they gave him 8, 2nd down and 2 from the UNO 47-yard line. Cordes split to the near side. Lutke takes the handoff again to McClanahan. UNO wants to keep it on the ground without the wind, and McClanahan really has nowhere to go. May have gained a yard. Chris Houghton in there along with Matt Brueggemann, 94.
And there you see again that guy right there, number 71 in the white jersey. That's Chris Houghton. Came all the way from the backside. And again, he's no slouch in there, 6'4", 290. But again, he pursued all the way from the backside. McClanahan thought he'd turn it back and come back the other way, but guess what? There's Goliath waiting for you to hit you with a hammer, and he got him.
He is a dominant player. Last year, 38 total tackles as a junior. 5 tackles for loss was Chris Houghton, number 71, in the Loper white uniform. 3rd down and 1, 9:51 to play, first quarter, no score here. The Mavericks with good field position, and again, they keep it on the ground. This is Napora bulling his way forward. Needs to get across the 49 for the first down.
Going to be close, depends on the spot. Looks like the linesman has marked it in such a fashion where he's standing that it would be a first down, but we'll see where they spot it. Now, it'll be a first down, Bill, if it's, well, no, they didn't spot it yet.
And they have, and he's got it. Roy Napora, senior out of Papillion, on the carry. Picks up the first down for the Mavs, and the offense continues this drive.
Bill, scores around the North Central Conference today. South Dakota State 13, South Dakota 9. Augustana 34 over Gustavus Adolphus. Northern Colorado 27-0 over Mesa State. St. Cloud State 33. Minnesota Duluth 0.
Well, that's a tough conference, that North Central Conference.
Hammer and tong. Hammer and
Exactly.
tong.
First down play
Good
again
blitz,
to Napora.
good blitz.
DJ Vokalek, number 6, coming in from that bandit position. We talked about it earlier. That bandit position is just a freelance position for him.
They kind of changed some of his responsibilities, so we hear this week. But DJ Vokalek, a preseason All-American, a great leader along with Houghton on this ball club. It's kind of interesting that the 2 preseason All-American rated people on the field tonight, Rodney Bradley from UNO and DJ Vokalek from UNK, are both Lincoln Northeast graduates. And congratulations both to them and also to Lincoln Northeast.
Certainly.
Great to see that.
Second down, 14, loss of 4 to Napora. White was in motion. Luthi wants to throw again. Good play action pass, slips down, and then he's smothered by Houghton. Well, Chris didn't have a lot to do with that tackle, but he was sure celebrated.
Well, he's, that's part of that inspirational leader, and he's going to take advantage of it, everything he can to keep his team pumped up. And I'm just certain after seeing that that field is wet. And until it dries out, maybe it's a little bit too wet right now, Bill. And until it dries out, we may see a lot of that here in the first half.
It also looks from up here that the field is worn. And I'm sure it looks like it's an older piece of artificial turf. And when it gets a little bit older, the turf gets a little bit slicker.
It's like Bambi on skates out there.
Third down, 30. I'd say passing situation. The ball is at the UNO 34-yard line. And they're going to run the draw to Napora. He'll pick up 5-6 yards, but not nearly enough, and UNO will be forced to punt the ball away.
Well, once again, the UNK defense has risen up here in this first quarter and has shut down this Maverick offense. Maybe that, along with the assist from the carpet on a couple of plays. But as it is, UNK is now going to be the recipient of the football. Brian Rue will be back to punt. Bill, I was watching him in pregame. He was kicking against the wind 52 to 54-yard field goals. The kid's got just a mega leg.
Out of Creighton Prep, this is his second punt of the game. Nice high tight spiral. Coming down to Hancock at his 16-yard line. Check it, that's not Hancock. In the open field across the 40. One man to beat, that's Rue. Check that McClanahan.
It was Matt Wibbles, I believe.
Wibbles, number 18.
Excellent return. He basically, what happens there is that was such a good kick, and I think to some extent maybe outkicked the coverage. And then when that line gets up to the receiver and he gets by, there's really nobody back there. And Rue, fortunately, back there to make the stop. But I'll tell you what, it's a great kick into that tough wind here, blowing out of the south at about 17 to 20 miles an hour. Here we go.
First down and 10 at the Maverick 47-yard line. Hancock across the 45. He'll pick up 4. Tackled there by Rodney Bradley, number 6. 91, Travis Brock also in there. Bradley, we'll call his name a lot. Last year, 10 interceptions on the season. Set a UNO record. A great player out of the defensive secondary, much like DJ Vokalek of Kearney. Both of them coming out of Lincoln Northeast. Both of them wearing number 6.
He just looks like a football player, Rodney Bradley. 5'11", 196.
Second down, 7. They give him 3 on the carry. The ball at the UNO 44-yard line. Quick throw from Terry to Hancock is too far out in front. And he had a couple of black jerseys just ready to pounce on him should he complete that pass.
It's about 3 of them over there ready to drill him, one of which was Rodney Bradley. You talked about the 10 pass interceptions last year, Bill, that earned him all conference honors. He also had 15 passes broken up. He blocked a punt, he blocked a PAT, and he blocked a field goal and recovered a block punt for a touchdown. He was Mr. Everything. I think maybe if they had a bus, he'd probably drive it too. So Rodney Bradley, excellent football player, probably rated as one of the best, if not the best, all-around defensive back here at UNO.
Ever.
You bet.
Third down, 7. 6:11 remaining in the first quarter, no score. Terry, little behind the back pass. And nowhere to run. Carrying the football, number 34, Nolan Byer. Byer out of Sydney St. Pat's. Tackled there Joe Hyde, Steve Kurtz, and Travis Brock all around to stop that play, and that forces Kearney into another punting situation. So the Lopers, with excellent field position on their second possession, cannot do anything with it. And Casey Anderson comes in to punt the football away. And the Mavericks with a 10-man rush. Rodney Brown stands back at his own 10-yard line. Snap is low, but there's no rush on, and Anderson gets it away. A high punt. Brown calls for the fair catch, bounding into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Well, a very fortunate play for the UNK Lopers. And this is a series that has been, I don't want to say marred, but has really had a couple of asterisks on it because there have been some strange plays in this series. A couple of run backs for touchdowns, interception returns for touchdowns, and they have really made a difference in what happens in this series. 5:20 remaining in the first quarter, and the Mavericks take over possession number 3 on the evening. First down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Josh Lutke, the quarterback, has not gone to the air much. Here in the first quarter, they've kept it on the ground with Shane McClanahan and Roy Napora. And Napora, the lone setback now on this series. Keep in mind, McClanahan came into the game with a sore ankle that he suffered against Wayne, and that may be bothering him. Fake to Napora. Lutke wants to go to the air. Pressure coming from the outside, and he's brought down. Dan Fox, number 69.
Good job that time from the right side, and there you see Fox celebrating with his teammates. He was coming hard from that right side. Look, he just did not have a chance. He tried to sneak away, tried to slip away, but Fox would have none of that. Able to knock him down. Big loss on the play, about a 12-yard loss on the play to be second and about 21. Now call 11-yard loss.
Dan Fox, a junior out of North Loop, Scotia, 6'2", 265 pounds. This is his 3rd year as a starter. A little more pressure on him this week. His backup, Jeff Ortmeyer, out with an injury, out for the season. Flags on the play, and the handoff taken by Napora out across the 10-yard line.
Fox in there again on the hit, Bill.
The officials, referee is Tim Brown, the umpire Steve Russell, the line judge Michael Erdahl, the back judge Jeff Smith, the linesman is Roger Lorsch, and the field judge Donald Leahy.
Just checking the sideline over on the UNO bench just to see if Shane McClanahan was being attended to. He is not. He is over there standing behind one of the coaches. You mentioned about that tender ankle, maybe giving him a little bit of a break here. But they would like to have him back in the football game. He's a good, tough runner, inspirational player. Plus, for a guy that really isn't all that big, 5'8", 181, take a guess at his bench, Bill. Bench press.
It's pretty good.
340. You can do that, can't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why I'm up here.
With a little hydraulic lift.
That's why I'm up here. Counting down to 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Second down and 16 from the Maverick 14. Lutke to throw again. Nearly picked off. Intended for Lamont White. Coming over to make the play. Andy Falk almost got his mitts on it. Went right through his arms, and then the pass broken up. It'll be 3rd down and 16.
You're seeing that one-back set that we talked about at the top of the show. One set back in the backfield, and then all the other guys out there on pass patterns. Floods the areas with respect to receivers, puts a lot of pressure, spreads the defense, puts a lot of pressure on different areas, and then you come back underneath like that. Receiver just simply did not hang on to the football. UNK is doing a good job on defense right now.
Much better job defensively, a lot better tenacity on defense by the Lopers than we saw last week. This is Napora coming to the near side. Another penalty flag down.
That's just great pursuit right there. It looked for a minute like it would be over pursued when the play first developed, but then UNK just came back. The Lopers pursued exceedingly well, got to the football, and now it'll be 4th down at about 15.
No flag on the play, just a little UNK towel that was down.
A little oops.
It'll be 4th down and 18. And Brian Rue coming in to punt the ball away again. So the two punters in this one are becoming stars in the early going.
I'm looking at the sticks over there. That's not 18 yards, gang.
Call it maybe 4th down and 14.
Yeah. Look
Nearly
out.
over
Look
his head.
out.
Rue drops the football, has to run.
Holy cow.
Gets the kick away, and Hancock's going to let it bounce, and oh, this is going to take a Maverick roll. UNO dodged a bullet, and Rue took a shot.
Sean Hagedorn over there, number 43, came in and put Brian Rue right into the artificial surface, and he did everything he could to get it off. He's getting a great hand now from the crowd as he comes off. That could have spelled disaster for UNO here in the early stages, 3:08 here in the first quarter, but Rue kept his composure, got the kickoff, but he paid the price, the big hammer from Hagedorn.
First down and 10, Kearney now at its own 34-yard line. And Hancock may have made a mistake by not fielding that punt because he gave up 15, maybe 20 yards in field position by not fielding it cleanly. 3:08 to play in the first quarter, no score. Ken Terry, the quarterback. Hancock is the setback, trips to the right. And Terry wants a different play. Mavs show blitz, they come. Terry gets it into the air. Pass is complete into the flat. Number 33, Sean Ryan, the H-back. Ryan, a junior out of Morrill High School.
Brian Martis over there to make the hit. Came from his linebacker spot. Pass out in the flat. Very tough for a linebacker to get over there. Actually, he's the strong safety in the defense, but he was up there in the linebacker alignment. And for him to come up and make that tackle and limit it to about a 4-yard gain, pretty good effort on that kid's part.
Gain of 4. Trips to the left now. Second down, 6. The ball at the Loper 37-yard line. Hancock goes in motion. Terry will put it up. Over the middle, pass is complete and dropped by 21 Cedric McDonald. Oh, what a big gain that would have been.
Well, 5 receivers out on the route. Rodney Bradley was there to make the hit if the receiver catches it. We're talking about number 21, Cedric McDonald. And I tell you, he had the ball right in the hands. He knew Bradley was coming up. It was either a question of the hands went bad or he had very sensitive ears, Bill.
Third down and 6. You used to come charging in with some pretty loud feet.
I tell you what, you do that and you snort a lot, too. Wide receivers don't like snorting, let me tell you.
Again, that's why I'm up here. Third down and 6. Terry to throw again. Screen pass. Hancock caught in the backfield. Tries to scoot forward towards the first down. He won't make it. The tackle or the initial hit made by 37 Chris Bantner, the linebacker. Bantner read it well. And Hancock comes up 3 yards short of the first down. Call it 2. 4th down and 2 from the Loper 41-yard line. And the punter in. 6th punt of the ball game. Casey Anderson in for his 3rd try. He had some interesting things happen to him on his last snap. Dropped it and got the kick away. He and Brian Rue can go together and tell stories about this one. We're only in the first quarter. 10-man front by the Mavs. Rodney Brown back deep. Bradley nearly gets in there to block it. And Brown will have it at his own 16. Has a whole host of white jerseys in front of him. Tried to scoot forward, but couldn't do it. Brought down there by number 24, Scott Franzen, a defensive back out of Elwood. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Mavericks. The ball at their own 24-yard line. Well, so far so good for UNK. I think their defense needed to come out and establish something, and they've done it so far. They've held Lutke in check. Keep in mind, though, Lutke and company have been going into the wind, and they really haven't gone to their strong suit, and that's passing the football.
You bet, Bill. And with 1:29 here in the first quarter going against that stiff wind, Lutke will try to generate some offense right now, but he's really looking forward, I can assure you, to the second quarter. We'll have the wind at his back.
Throws it anyway. This pass complete to Lamont and wide, out across the 40 to the 42. Matt Wibbles, the free safety, makes the stop. Well, Lutke doesn't want to wait till that second quarter. Conversely, though, for UNK, they needed to come in and control the football. They had the wind at their backs. They just didn't do anything with it here in the first quarter.
Exactly.
That could be a key.
And fortunately for them, their defense has answered the bell right now. They've kept UNO in check right now. We're going to see what happens here as Lutke appears to have this team on the march right now.
1st down and 10 from the Mav 42. McClanahan in the game, takes the handoff, and he's brought down from behind. Matt Brueggemann, the right defensive tackle, getting good penetration into the backfield, finally drug him down by his shirt tail.
It's almost a yo-yo tackle there. He had the running back on a string, pulled him out, pulled him back, let him go, pulled him back. Pretty good activity.
Matt Brueggemann, a nose tackle, defensive tackle, freshman out of Wayne, Nebraska. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 from the Mav 42. 38 seconds and counting remaining in the first quarter. This has been a quick one so far. Lutke facing that 4-man front, wants to pass out of the backfield. Pass is complete.
He dropped
by number 10, Murad Cave.
Simply a case of, I'm going to run with the ball. I got lots of room. I'm going to go. Hey, you got to do one thing, Mr. Cave, and that's catch it first. And he just took his eye momentarily off the ball, went right through his hands. Started all over. 3rd down and 10.
26 seconds remaining in the first. Cave, the lone setback. McClanahan and Napora have been there before. 4 receivers in the pattern, and Cave comes out of the backfield. Lutke over the middle, of pass complete to number 11, Harvey Collins, sophomore out of Chicago, Illinois. He'll have enough for a first down.
Collins running that defensive back way deep on the hook. It looks like he's come up with a little bum wheel here, a little sprained ankle perhaps, but good route by Collins. Ran the back deep, ran him off the pattern, and came back, curled up to the outside, and then a good throw by Lutke. Threaded the needle, put it down there low. Nobody's going to catch the ball except the receiver on that kind of pattern. And a good job by Josh Lutke to put it in there. Just hope that Collins is okay. He came up with a little bump on the ankle, it looked like.
Well, he'll have time to shake it off because the clock winds down to 0 and the end of the first quarter is here. So Lutke and company will now have the wind at their backs for the second 15 minutes. That's the end of the first quarter and our score. The UNO Mavericks nothing and the UNK Lopers nothing. We'll be back to Al Caniglia Field right after this.
Watch for Winston's Potty Chair, produced as a teaching tool for parents guiding their children toward the important social skill of toilet training. First, an animated adventure designed to entertain and educate your child. Then 2 experts, Dr. Bruce Dan and Dr. Kathleen Nelson, answer the most often asked questions about the toilet training process.
Watch Winston Thursday at 8 p.m. on KYNE Channel 26.
Are you having trouble with fractions? Those algebraic equations got you down? Do you just need a quick review before a test? Then pick up the phone and call Homework Hotline, the only show in town that'll get you through those geometric formulas. Every Monday at 4 p.m., teachers from around the area will be standing by live to help you over that homework hump or to ace that upcoming test. Watch Homework Hotline live Monday afternoons at 4 on the Knowledge Network, Cox Cable, Channel 17.
Bill Dolman and Adrian Fiala back with you at Al Caniglia Field in Omaha. We've played 15 minutes of this interstate rivalry between the UNO Mavericks and the UNK Lopers. No score here at Caniglia Field. The UNO with the football marching in Loper territory. Lutke, the quarterback, with the wind behind his back. He'll give it to the running back, Murad Cave, and he scoots across the 30-yard line. He'll be spotted at the 30-yard line. Not enough for a first down, but excellent field position for the Mavericks.
I tell you, Cave's got a good stride up in there. Reminds me a little bit of Jeff Kinney in his running style. Long, lopey stride. Maybe lopey is not the word to use with the team in question here, but Murad Cave can really stretch it out, Bill.
Cave, a freshman out of Miramar, Florida. Second down and 2. The ball at the Loper 30-yard line. Lutke changing the play at the line of scrimmage. And he'll give it to Cave again. Slashes right through a hole. Right at the line of scrimmage down to the 24-yard line. Good quick burst through the line, and Cave was lined up about 8 or 9 yards deep there, the lone setback.
Well, he's giving Shane McClanahan a pretty good spell in terms of that injured ankle. And that's what they need. McClanahan can get the job done, but if he gets a little blow, a little break, all the more help heading into next week.
Murad Cave, number 10. Again behind Lutke. Lutke fakes the handoff. What's the throw? He had a man open. And oh, what a big hit laid in the backfield by Matt Wibbles, the free safety. Pass intended for 15, Jerry Swain. Incomplete, and did Swain pay the price?
That's one of the hardest hits I've seen this year, maybe the hardest hits I've seen in college football. And wow,
man.
Swain's going to hear the birds for a while on that one.
Oh, my.
Now I know why we're up here.
I'm not that dumb, you know.
Goodness.
Swain, to his credit, jumped right back up, and he lines up in the slot on the right side. Second down and 10 from the 24. Collins to the near side. Cave is the lone setback. The Lopers are coming with the blitz. Little holding going on at the line of scrimmage. No call is made. This is Cave across the 20. Gain of 6 or 7 yards. But Chris Houghton came in from his defensive tackle spot and was literally tackled. Andy Falk and Chad Misek make this final stop.
Blitz on the play, as you called it, Bill. A good job by the offensive line for the Mavericks to react to that. Seal off the right side, and then a good piece of running by Cave to take it to the outside, cut up inside, pick about 6 yards, 5 yards maybe. Make it third and about 5. Give the Mavs a chance here to pick up a first down.
Third down, 5 from the Loper 18-yard line.
Double backs back there.
For the first time. McClanahan in there blocking for Cave. Cave bounces off one tackler but does not have enough to get the first down. Andy Falk, the linebacker out of Albion, makes the stop. DJ Volklick, number 6, also over there.
Falk, the linebacker, came over, made the initial hit. Team's leading tackler last year. 6'2", 235. He's a senior.
4th down and 4 from the 17.
This ought to be a chip shot for Brian Rue based on what he was doing in the pregame practice. As I mentioned earlier, 52 to 54 yards with regularity against the wind.
Brian McConnell, the backup quarterback, is the holder. Rue's kick is up.
It's good.
And it is no good. Missed it to the right.
Well, obviously, you could have fooled me, and you did. Looked good from here.
Well, too much of a chip shot. Looked like he did just push it off the hold.
The problem you have, Bill, in a situation like that is with the wind blowing as strongly as it is, sometimes that can be that can hamper you on a play like that. That may have been what happened there, but at any rate, we still have the zeros on the board at 12:22 here in the second quarter.
And a big break for the Lopers. Now they need to move the football, but they're going to have to do it into the wind. 12:22 remaining in the half. No score here at Caniglia Field in Omaha. And that has been the big question for the UNK Lopers. Can they move the football, and can they do it with Ken Terry? Terry went the first half against Augustana and was ineffective. This is E.J. Hancock on a draw play. May have picked up a yard. Travis Brock, the defensive tackle, made the stop. Gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Now Terry, they were going to give him 2 series to open up the ball game. If he wasn't effective, they were going to make the change. You mentioned Justin Norblade in the open. Terry is still the man. Terry, a junior out of Cozad, Nebraska, 6'1", 190 pounds. Last week against Augustana, 9 of 20, just 49 yards through the air. This is Hancock to the outside, and is he hit by Bradley? Rodney Bradley coming in.
Rodney Bradley came up from his deep corner spot, and he was ready to make the big magnanimous hit. He mistimed it just a little bit. You saw him make just a glancing blow. Watch it right here, and then you're going to see him hop around right there. He's kind of mad. He said, I wanted all of that hit. He only got a partial hit. But he slowed everything down, limited that gain to about 3 yards, made it 3rd and about 7.
From the Loper 23-yard line. Trips to the near side for the Lopers.
Terry checking off, I think, Bill, right now.
Wants to throw it again. Ran into his own blocker over the middle, intended for Russell, and incomplete. Bradley was there. And Bradley and Russell have a few words and then pat each other on the back. All part of the game. 4th down and 7 now, and Casey Anderson in for his 4th punt of the contest. He punted 10 times against Augustana in the season opener.
This guy's going to be worn out by the 3rd game here.
Punting this time into the wind. And if you're UNO, I would imagine you've got to rush the punter a little bit.
Well, Rodney Bradley's at the top of the screen, so keep your eyes out from the right side here. You'll see some pressure.
Rodney Brown back deep at his own 30-yard line. Here comes the heat. Anderson gets it away. It's a wobbly kick. And the Mavericks are going to come away with great field position. The Lopers trying to run it down. And finally do. They'll down it at the 40, but the ball will be spotted across midfield.
Ball first touch at about the 47-yard line. That's where all the beanbags went flying. And that's where I believe it will be spotted.
Good effort for Anderson into that wind. 16 miles an hour out of the south, gusting a little bit, probably up to as high as 25 miles an hour. No score in the ball game. 10:41 to play here in the first half at Caniglia Field. Josh Ludke, the quarterback for the Mavs. There's a shot of what the Flags are doing here at Caniglia Field with that wind. Temperature at game time 78 degrees. Skies are cloudy here in Omaha. Humidity 62%. Really, it's a pretty comfortable night here in Omaha. The wind a little bit brisk. 1st down and 10 for the Mavs at the Lopers 48-yard line. Cave, the lone setback. Ludke wants to throw. Does so. Pass complete to Lamont and White at the 45-yard line. Chad Misek coming in to make the stop, the outside linebacker.
receiver that time, number 32, was Lamont White, and he came up limping also. They've had a couple of receivers after reception have come up limping, Bill, but they're setting up that middle, I believe. They've worked the corners over pretty good. It seems to me that Josh Lutke is about ready to go right down the middle.
2nd and 7. Quick snap. Pressure's on, setting up the screen.
And
Lutke does the right thing, just throws that one into his own bench. The Lopers read that one perfectly.
John Chappell over there out of his linebacker spot for UNK to make the play. He had it covered perfectly. Lutke read that, threw the ball out of bounds. Ball intended for Cave over there on the right side, but had he thrown the ball to Cave, probably Chappell would have been there to either make a tough hit on Cave or perhaps even the interception.
3rd down 7 from the Mav 45. 4 receivers in the pattern. Cave the tailback. Lutke to throw. Again, good pressure put on from the outside. Pass nearly caught and nearly intercepted. Todd Hurt, number 1, the intended receiver. The batted ball put up for grabs, and UNK almost came away with an interception. Instead, it'll be 4th down and 7, and guess who's coming into the ball game? That's right, it's the punter, Brian Rue. Already punted 3 times and missed a field goal in this one.
We'll call this the wonderful adventures of Rue and Anderson tonight here.
You get the feeling that one score might win it. Poor snap, no pressure put on, and Rue has all kinds of time, and Hancock is hoping it goes into the end zone, and it does. Snap got away from Brian Rue, and I think Rue might have thought he was going to have a little bit more pressure on him than he did, and instead of trying to get it out of bounds, he kicked it into the end zone.
Right, he was trying to kick it over to the left side, but again, the ball just kind of sailed in that wind and went on through the end zone. Lopers will have it at about the 20. Bill, around the Big 8 Conference today, Nebraska, as we all know, Middle Tennessee State, they beat them 48-7. Colorado 57 over Baylor 38. Iowa beat Iowa State 21-7. Kansas 62 over Ball State 10. And Oklahoma beat Arkansas State 61-0.
Couple of close games in the Big 8. E.J. Hancock bounces to the outside, loses 2 yards. Joe Hyde, number 31, the outside linebacker, makes the stop. Hyde, a 5'11 junior out of Hastings, Iowa. Great special teams player, moving into the starting lineup, seeing some backup role here for UNO here in his junior season.
You know what's interesting about the Big 8 lineup today in terms of games played is there were 3 games played today, and 3 of those games Division I, 2A schools. The Oklahoma game against Arkansas, Kansas against Ball State, and of course Nebraska against Middle Tennessee State. I wonder how they work that out.
Maybe Temple dumped out of everybody's schedule.
It's about $600,000 worth of football today for Division I, 2A.
Terry all by himself, intercepted pass, and this will be a touchdown. Oh my, what a big play.
And I tell you what, you're going to give the credit to Chris Garrison for the play. He's not the guy that intercepted the pass and ran for a touchdown. He's the guy that was all over Ken Terry when he tried to deliver the football. He was right in his face. He caused the pass to be thrown way short, and then it was intercepted for the 6. Good job by both.
Rick Rowe, number 48, the left defensive end. You're right, it was the pressure put on the quarterback, and Rick Rowe was in the right place at the right time. Intercepts the pass, takes it in for the touchdown. And I'll tell you what, we've talked before about some of the strange things that have happened in this series. Last year in the UNO-UNK ball game, the Mavericks returned 2 passes, count them, 2 passes for touchdowns.
Same thing kind of happened to the Mavs last week against Wayne State. Very same thing, except they were on the other end of that play. They had the touchdown scored against them. Here's the kick.
Kevin McMindus in for the point after, squeaks it through the uprights, and the Mavericks, on the heels of a great defensive play, take a 7-0 lead on the UNK Lopers. Well, UNK was playing some great football, had a little bit of momentum because they were hanging into the football game, and then they give up a big play like that to the Mavericks.
Well, Chris Garrison, as I mentioned, for the Mavs, 6'5", 225 pounds. Bill, he's a freshman out of Boca Raton, Florida, and what a job he just did for a freshman. Great pressure to cause that pass to go awry and cause the interception. Nice work.
Garrison, 6'5", 225 pounds. Listed as a backup at defensive tackle. 7-0 the score. The Mavericks on top of the Lopers. 8:56 remaining in the second quarter. Well, I said it a moment ago, it may be a one-score ball game that wins it. Right now, that one score has been racked up by the Mavericks.
I tell you what, I want to confirm the play because it was such an important play and a big play. It was either 55 or 56 Kirk Peterson. It was one of the two. We're going to confirm that. I think it's important enough in this ball game that we want to do that. If we can find out, confirm that play.
Or without the benefit of instant replay right now, Chris Garrison is the backup defensive tackle on that left side. Rick Rowe, the defensive end on the left side. And that's where the play went. Kicking the ball away is McMendis, and it goes through the end zone touchback. A little more fire on that UNO bench now with that 7-0 lead. And of course, anytime the defense can put those points on the board, it adds a little bit more fire in the belly.
And Bill, I want to stand corrected here and give the credit where the credit is due. It was number 56, Kurt Peterson, who came from his outside linebacker position, 6'3", 220, out of Des Moines. It was Peterson who came and put the pressure. There was a little confusion there, 55, 56, in trying to pick up the correct numbers. So Peterson, good job. And well, I'll tell you what, Chris Garrison, you got your work cut out for you. We built you up, and you got to measure up, partner.
8:56 remaining. Terry and company now have to go to work. This is Hancock. May have picked up a yard across the 20. Ken Terry, the junior out of Cozad, was actually number 3 on the totem pole in preseason workouts behind Sean Murphy and Justin Norblade, and then had a good final scrimmage for the Lopers before the season opener. And Claire Boroff went with him in the starting lineup, did not perform exceptionally well against Augustana. Basically, the trio of Kearney quarterbacks is inexperienced, and I think Terry's inexperience showed right there.
You bet. That inexperience, he's going to have to learn just by a few hard knocks, getting his nose bloodied a little bit, and come up and try to get the job done. Sean Murphy and Justin Norblade waiting in the wings if indeed a change is to be made.
2 seconds on the play clock. Just does get it off and faces the blitz, puts it up for grabs, has a man open, and did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Looks like number 86, Doug Russell, with a big play. Rodney Bradley says the ball hit the turf, that it was a trap, and he wins the argument.
There it is right there.
Oh, my.
Rodney Bradley, not only a preseason All-American, but he's going to be a referee when he finishes this game. But Lamont Gilchrist on the coverage, he was beat by a step, and that was a good call. That was the official overruled on the play. You saw it on the replay. The ball did indeed bounce.
Well, in all fairness to the referee coming along that far sideline, the ball may have been shielded by Russell.
That's right. He was shielded from the play. The two players in front of the referee. Good job, Rodney.
Does that hurt? Boy, if you're UNK, you're looking for something good to happen, and it almost did, and then it's taken away from you. 3rd down and 9 now. Another passing situation, and the Mavericks are showing blitz. Bantner, 37, Hyde, they both drop off. Terry lofts one up. Russell on the near side throws it out of bounds.
Little timing pass right there, the old rainbow.
Anthony Cole, number 16, covering on the play. 4th down and 9, the ball at the Loper 21-yard line, and our friend Casey Anderson coming in to punt the ball away again. 7:53 remaining in the half. UNO with a 7-point lead.
This is a game where the punters have never, ever in their lives received as much coverage as they have here tonight.
Rodney Brown at the 40-yard line. 10-man front.
Wind gusting pretty good right now.
Here they come. Anderson gets it away off the side of his foot. Gets a friendly roll. Brown takes it at the 44-yard line. Jukes one player. Doesn't have a lot of room to run. That was a pretty exciting 6-yard return to midfield. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Mavericks at the 50-yard line.
35 yards on that punt.
Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining in the half. One thing that's happening for the Lopers that they didn't want to see happen, and that was the defense on the field too much. Augustana had 80 snaps in that season opening win over UNK. UNK's offense only 55 snaps in that contest. So when your defense is on the field, the yards are going to get racked up sooner or later. Cordes in motion. Lukey fakes the handoff, wants to throw. Double pumps. This is to Cordes and threw behind him.
Well executed play. The only part that was not well executed was the throw. Again, the throw behind, but the ball handling, the fake, and everything else involved with that play was well done, and that's why the receivers were so wide open. The defense was basically fooled on the play.
Well, something happened on that I have not seen before. That was a receiver faking a reception. Harvey Collins, number 11, was in the slot to the right side on that first pump with from Lutke.
Again,
Collins went up to catch the pass and was coming to him.
Again, the play execution perfect, and only the only ingredient missing was the completed pass. And Josh would like to have that one back.
We've seen a lot of receivers slipping in the passes behind him tonight. 2nd down and 10, and Lutke wants a timeout.
Too much confusion there. Everybody lined up on the wrong side, so very alertly Josh calls timeout. He wants to get his team settled down and get over to the sideline, visit with head coach Tom Miller.
You've got so many receivers running in and out of there on that one-back set that sometimes you might not know you're in the game or not.
That's one of the drawbacks of running that, Bill. As we look around here in the Midlands today, other college football. Doane beats Colorado School of the Mines 27-26. Dana beats Maryville State 54-18. In baseball, the American League, New York beat Kansas City 11-9. Detroit over Boston 9-5, and Minnesota over to California 7-2.
7:33 remaining in the first half. The Mavericks, on the heels of a Rick Rowe interception return for a touchdown, lead the UNK Lopers 7-0. Bill Dolman and Adrian Fiala with you at Caniglia Field here in Omaha.
Bill, I have a trivia question for you. I always do this to you, but I just want to know if you know, this is University of Nebraska Kearney trivia. I'll let you think about it for a while. Who has the Loper record for the longest run from scrimmage?
Let me get my media guide out and I'll get back to you.
Just want to give you plenty of time on that one.
2nd down and 10. Lutke to throw. Pass complete to Todd Hurt out of the backfield, and Hurt bouncing off tacklers one after another near the first down. Hurt lined up on the near side, actually, not in the backfield. Came across on the crossing pattern, and Lutke hit him perfectly. This pass held on to, and then Hurt just did it himself with a great individual effort.
That's right. There you see it right here. Just not to be denied. Shed about 3 tackles on the play. Just well, he was about, well, let's call it 2/3 of a yard short as far as the first down is concerned.
He got 5 yards on his own. 3rd down and 1 from the Loper 41.
Well, it looks like they're going to line up and just try to go for it right here, but I was thinking maybe they might get cute and try to put one in the end zone. Well, McClanahan's going to pick up the first down.
McClanahan gets out of that tackle of DJ Vokalek. Maybe he does put it in the end zone.
Okay, have you had time to do the research, Bill Dolman?
No, but I'll...
hazard a guess.
Oh, boy.
It's somebody on the field right now.
Somebody on the field right now.
As a matter of fact, to be even more specific, it's one of the coaches.
Boy.
Claire Boroff,
Oh,
1958, 97-yard run. Longest run. It's a record for UNK.
They could use one right now. This is McClanahan across the 35 to the 30. Brought down by Chris Washington, number 5. Misek, number 3, also there to make a stop. I did not know that.
Yes, he's been an institution at the University of Nebraska Kearney. Also 2nd on the all-time scoring column. So he's been a fixture at UNK.
21 years as head coach.
Excellent leader.
Boy, 21 years. You've seen a lot of changes in college football in 21 years. There's the numbers on Josh Lutke. 5 of 13, 87 yards. 2nd down and 3 play. McClanahan takes the handoff, sprints across the 25, out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Shane McClanahan run out of bounds by Dave Bangert, number 22.
On the play, they run on the quick snap, and the play opens up very quickly on the left side, and McClanahan able to scoot through, pick up the first down. Mavs on a roll right now.
McClanahan, a junior out of Creighton Prep, took over the top spot at tailback for the Mavs in the spring. He's got pretty good speed, runs a 4.5 Just needs some experience. He only played in 4 games a year ago, gained 41 yards. 1st down and 10 from the 21. McClanahan again, running to that far side, really nowhere to go. Good job by the Kearney defense to string things out. Dan Robbins, 48, an outside linebacker or defensive end makes the stop.
Bill, well, that's one of the things that we've talked about earlier on in this telecast was the pursuit from the backside by UNK. They're doing a fine job of that tonight when the Mavs are on the ground and running away from the players, right to left, left to right, whatever it may be. They're getting good backside pursuit, and we just saw evidence of that on the play by Robbins.
Chris Washington also in on that play. Second down and 12, loss of 2 for McClanahan. Ball is at the Loper 23-yard line. UNO with a 7-0 lead. Ludke to the air. Quick pass over the middle intended for Lamont White, and he takes a shot. 23, Greg Neighbory out of North Platte laid a lick on Lamont White for good measure.
I'll tell you what, it's no place for the Bashville down there tonight. Another great hit, legitimate hit, well timed, well done. Sometimes you run the risk of a pass interception call on that sort of play, but excellent timing by Neighbory over there from his left corner spot.
Third down and 12 now. Big play for the Kearney defense. Inside 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Cordes in motion. Ludke to throw again. Pressure coming. This is Vokalek. Ludke gets the throw away high, intended for Lamont White. DJ Vokalek, number 6, just came like a freight train and leveled Josh Ludke when he unloaded the football. Lamont White, the intended receiver, was in heavy traffic. It'll be 4th down and 12, the ball at the 23-yard line. And I would imagine we'll see Brian Rue come in for another field goal attempt.
I think they're going to give it a go. You're absolutely right here. Vokalek 6'2", 215. And he can run also. He's down to the 4'5", 4'6" category.
Well, we won't see Brian Rue. 45, Kevin McMendes, freshman from Cheyenne, Wyoming. McConnell the hold. From the 30, a 40-yard kick on its way, and good. Kevin McMines' 40-yard field goal gives the UNO Mavericks a 10-0 lead on UNK. 4:42 remaining in the first half.
Tell you what, Bill, good effort by the kicker on the play, but also a good effort by the holder on the play to get that ball down to snap a little bit high. But he was able to get it down, place it down, and give him a chance to boot it. That's exactly what happened.
Two minutes and 58 seconds on the drive. And I think UNK can feel pretty good about the fact that they were able to hold them to just 3 points. UNO had the football with good field position. But in any event, 3 more points on the board for UNO, and they lead at 10-0. McMines will kick things off. Going back deep for UNK, number 29, Butch Peltz, and number 33, Sean Ryan. There's Peltz, 29, standing back at his 2-yard line.
Bill, very quickly, a couple more scores in the conference. North Dakota State University 7 over Cal Poly in the second quarter, 7-0. And Morningside at Washburn. Morningside leading that game of, well, actually it's a final, 24-7. Morningside wins it.
The Mavericks, the number 7 preseason pick in the North Central Conference. They finished 7th a year ago with a 4-4 record. And everybody knows in these parts that, boy, you can finish 7th in that league and still have a pretty good football team. Augustana last year finished last in the league, 0-10 on the season. But quite frankly, they had a pretty good football team. A lot of their games were decided by 6 points or less. So top to bottom, that's as tough as it gets. Of course, North Dakota State is as good as a Division II team gets, and maybe as good as a lot of Division I-A teams get, too. McMines kicks it off with the wind behind him. Coming down, this is Peltz at his 1. Across the 20, has a hold to the 30. He's to the 40-yard line. Across midfield, McMines is there to block traffic and finally brought down from behind by Rex Isaka. Oh, what a big play, and UNK needed that one. And penalty flags fly after the fact, and that may be some unsportsmanlike conduct against UNO.
By the reaction of the University of Nebraska Kearney players, Bill, you'd be absolutely right on that. See personal foul being signaled against the Mavs on the play. Isaka saved the touchdown. Boy, there's some great speed up the middle.
Saluhu Isaka, sophomore out of Chicago High School, made the saving tackle. Oh, what a big play. First down and 10. And they'll mark it off from the 34-yard line. Byron Johnson, 22, involved in some extra activity after the whistle. And the dead ball personal foul against the Mavericks. Boy, UNK, we talked about it earlier, needed something good to happen.
They got the big play, the big kickoff return, then the personal foul penalty on top of that. Excellent opportunity here with 4:29 left in the half.
The numbers for Terry not all that good. 3 of 10, 14 yards, and the interception was for a touchdown. Nolan Byer, the tailback, gets the handoff. Steve Kurtz, the linebacker, 97, makes the stop. The ball, gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 from the 16-yard line. The Lopers taking over at the Mavs 19. Excellent field position coming up on the 4-minute mark of the first half. Well,
so you talked about
exciting here.
You talked about Byer just a few minutes ago, the ball carry on that play. We also talked about Mark Yulee at the top of the show. He was our leading running back coming into the season, injured last week. He was our leading ball carrier last year, 691 yards. He's not on the field tonight, 4.5 speed.
He's not even here tonight. Terry to throw. Has a little time, buys a little bit more, scrambles out of bounds, forced out by Kurtz, the linebacker from Creighton Prep. Steve Kurtz, co-captain on this year's Maverick Ball Club, the leading tackler the last couple of seasons, 97 total tackles a year ago. Has pretty good speed, runs under 5 in the 40, and able to force Ken Terry out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down and 6 at the 15.
They show Steve Kurtz in the program as being 215 pounds, but I think that's a little bit light, fellas. Steve is a little bit bigger than that. Takes it all from his dad, Frank. His dad and I, high school football teammates here at Omaha Bishop Bryant a few years ago, just a couple of years ago.
A couple of years ago, right.
A couple of 100 years ago.
3.5 to play in the first half. The Lopers need some points. 3rd down and 6. Big play here. Terry on the option across the 15, hit down hard. And Kurtz and Todd Peters mix it up a little bit after the whistle blows.
Good smack in there by Rick Rowe, number 48. Outside linebacker came in, stuck his head up inside there, and then got right into Terry's face. And Terry's adjusting his helmet right now. He appears to be okay.
4th down and 4. The Lopers need to get across the 10-yard line to pick up the 1st down. And Claire Boroff will elect to kick this one. A field goal attempt coming from number 95, Mike Rowan, a freshman out of Omaha West Side. Terry will spot it at the 20, a 30-yard attempt. The kick is up and curving in, good. So Mike Rowan puts the UNK Lopers on the board with 2:50 remaining in the half.
And with 2:50.
And if you're UNK, I think you can be happy with any points you can get, but clearly they didn't look very good there when they got the ball so far down deep. Credit the UNO defense, however.
Well, you betcha, somewhat of a victory for UNK on that series, but they had the ball in great shape after the long kickoff return and then the personal foul, tack 15 more onto that bill. They came away with 3, however. They got to be a little bit satisfied, but not really satisfied. They wanted a touchdown out of that. They want to try to get it back, and with 2:50 left here in the first half, try to move it back down the field. They're going to kick off here in a few short moments. Part of the crowd tonight, nice crowd across the way. We see the stands relatively full. People up on the, it's kind of neat here to see the people up on the hill over there across the way. Some of the fun things going on in the end zone down there. I see a couple of big orange coolers that people are gathered around.
We saw some interesting things go on in the end zone out there at Kearney a couple of weeks ago. That's where they put their fraternity and sorority people. And who was it? Augustana's punter was back waiting to receive a snap, and they're back there going hut 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 hut.
And they also have
they got a bad snap out of it.
They also have the big cannon out there too. We'll talk about that in a moment here.
Rowan kicks it away. It's a driving kick coming to Lamont Gilchrist at the 10-yard line. Out across the 25 to the 30, still going. Washington 5 coming in, finally brings him down. Good return by Lamont Gilchrist.
He kept the feet going, kept headed upfield until Chris Washington able to run him down. Nice return.
Gilchrist, 5'8" sophomore out of Omaha North High School. We saw him a couple of years ago in the Shrine Bowl. Had a great game.
Had an excellent game in that ball game. Out at Kearney, fans, every time the Lopers score a touchdown, they have this big cannon located a little bit north, off the northern part of the field. And I want to tell you, it is a cannon, and it puts out a concussion that rattles the press box and shakes your teeth. And there wasn't a lot of scoring that night we were out there, Bill. But boy, the scoring that we did see, that was it's a blast.
Lutke under pressure, brought down from behind. 48 Dan Robbins finally makes the stop. 94 Matt Brueggemann putting some pressure, and Chris Houghton coming in from his defensive tackle spot forced Lutke to come out of the pocket. 2nd down and 10, the ball at the 37-yard line. No gain on the play. 2:20 remaining in the first half. UNO with a 10-3 lead on the UNK Lopers. UNO, UNK, UNO, UNK.
You're doing fine.
I'd like to buy a vowel, please. The draw to McClanahan across the 40. Brought down in the open field by number 4, Brent Burr, a linebacker from Gibbon, Nebraska.
It's going to be 3rd down now at about 4, maybe call it 4.5, 5 yards. Let's call it 4. Josh Lutke now looking over. They're signaling in a play from the bench. Brian McDonald is signaling that play in from the UNO Maverick bench. There you see the run by McClanahan. Excellent run.
Good open field tackle by Burr as well. 1.5 minutes remaining in the half. 3rd down and 4 from the 43. 2 backs in the set and a lot of movement on the line.
That will help the UNO Maverick cause. Or are they going to say they drew them offsides? We'll see.
Well, the Lopers
They're
say
moving
they did.
back.
And it is indeed a procedure penalty.
That will not help.
The Mavericks. Referee again tonight is Tim Brown. Penalties have not been much of a factor in this one. It'll be 3rd down and 9 from the Mavericks' 38-yard line. 10-3 our score. 1:27 remaining in the half. Bill Dolman and Adrian Fiala with you from Caniglia Field. Marcus Ivy wide to the near side. Rodney Brown also in there. McClanahan the tailback. And Lutke wants to talk it over.
There was some misalignment over on the right side. They had a wide receiver way out to the right. Had a slot.
Collins and Brown
was
were
Brown in
right
the slot,
side.
and they just did not. They did not have the proper alignment. Josh Lutke not happy with that. So again, with 1:15 left here, it's a big play. 3rd down and about 9, as you called it, Bill. If they can pick up the 1st down, they're still going to have that wind to work with, and maybe try to get that ball. Obviously, try to get that ball into the end zone. But so Josh Lutke now has everything straight, hoping that his teammates have likewise gotten everything straight. They're ready to go one more time.
Keep in mind also that UNO is playing without one of its key receiving targets and tight end Jeff Jennings. Injured a knee in the season opener, and not a serious knee injury. Tore a posterior cruciate ligament. Was expected to miss only 4 games. Boy, that can be anytime there's a knee injury, that can be a season-ending injury.
You bet. And a couple of big
knows about that.
Couple of big catches last week for Jennings. I think he had 2 catches for about 70+ yards. He and Tom Cordes, key receivers for the UNO Mavs.
3rd down and 9. Big play for the Mavs offense. Pass is complete to Marcus Ivy. Brought down by 22 Dave Bangert. One-on-one coverage there and near a 1st down. But they're going to spot the football at the 46-yard line. That'll be a yard shy of the 1st down.
Good job by Ivy to run that defensive back off the ball. That was Bangert, but then a good job by Bangert to plant that back foot, come up, make the hit. And he is indeed short about 1.5 yards, maybe call it 2 yards. And UNO is going to kick it away.
UNK calls timeout with 1:07 remaining. That's their first call of the half. Boy, if you're Marcus Ivy, you've got to get to the 1st down spot. You've got to get down there a good couple of yards.
He came back. I think, Bill, initially he did. He drove past where he needed to go. He passed the marker to pick up the 1st down. But then he came back for the ball just a little bit. And then Bangert, good hit, Bangert. He put him away and kept him from advancing any further. So that's just a good defensive job.
Dave Bangert, a senior out of Lawrence, Nebraska, played high school ball at Guide Rock. He was the punter a year ago. Also doubled as the defensive back. Makes a great open field play there. 4th down and 1. The Mavs will kick it away. Hancock back deep. Another bad snap. Rue handles it, gets it away, and Hancock calling for a fair catch at the 12-yard line. Staring him in the face was number 41, Rich Nito. EJ was going nowhere on that. 1 minute exactly remaining in the first half. The Mavericks with a 7-point lead, 10-3 on the UNK Lopers. Dueling punters tonight.
I was going to say, overall, Bill, I think University of Nebraska Kearney has to be happy. Based on the heels of what happened last week, they have to be somewhat happy with their performance thus far. And come out in the second half and try to switch the fortunes that have happened here in the first half.
Justin Norblade, number 11, is in at quarterback. A handoff to E.J. Hancock, fights his way up to the 20-yard line. Original line of scrimmage was the 12. Gain of 8 on the play. The clock ticks down inside 50 seconds remaining. The Lopers with 2 timeouts remaining.
Chris Bantner on the tackle for UNO.
Well, now if you're Kearney, you go with a quarterback change. Cedric McDonald comes in with the play, number 21. You've got 2 timeouts. Do you put it up and, well, maybe you risk an interception?
This
and
deep,
then you
this deep
give
in
up
the
some
territory
points.
with the wind blowing as it is, Bill, I would be surprised to see him try and go deep, but we're about ready to find out right now.
20 seconds remaining. Norblade rolling out, gets some time, throws it out, incomplete. Pass intended for number 2, Bob Irwin, the split end. That'll stop the clock with 15 seconds remaining in the half.
That time just a sprint out left, and Justin Norblade just simply not able to get the proper grip on the ball. He was on the dead run, throwing over that left side, woefully short on the pass. And you could tell just by the movement on the ball, it was not, he did not have a good grip on the football.
3rd down and 2. Kearney with 2 timeouts, UNO with 1 here in the first half. 3 receivers in the pattern. E.J. Hancock, the lone tailback. Norblade, the new caller, at quarterback. Handoff to E.J. Hancock out across the 25-yard line. He'll have enough for a first down with 9 seconds remaining in the half. And I would imagine that they may just take a knee and sit on the last 9 seconds.
Gain of 6 on the play. Good for the first down.
Clock is running 6-5, and that indeed will do it for the first half of play here at Caniglia Field.
That concludes the first half of play. The score at halftime.
Well, a good showing for the UNK Antelopes, and a good job by the UNO Maverick defense getting the lone touchdown that has the UNO Mavericks ahead by 7 points. That's the end of the first half on our score. The UNO Mavericks 10 and the UNK Lopers 3. We'll be back to Al Caniglia Field right after this.
Good music can wake you up in the morning. Great music can calm your nerves on your drive home from work. Great music can be amusing. Or stirring. Great music is good company for whatever you're doing. And great music is what we play every day on KVNO 90.7 FM, Omaha's music station.
Well, my math homework gets too tough to handle. Help is as close as my TV. I turn to Cox Channel 17 for Math Magic every Monday afternoon from 4:50 to 5:30. I just call in my question. Between the student tutors and the teachers, they can solve any problem in 4th, 5th, or 6th grade math. Math Magic on the Knowledge Network. It's a lifesaver.
We're We're at halftime of tonight's contest between the UNO Mavericks and the UNK Lopers with our score. UNO on top, 10-3. You know, UNO is in its 85th year of service to the Omaha community. And now let's take a minute to take a look back at what goes on here at UNO.
For nearly 85 years, the University of Nebraska at Omaha has offered its students an education that will last a lifetime. Through our 9 colleges, UNO offers degrees in such diverse areas as teacher education, aviation, business administration, broadcasting, and many others. Known for the high quality of our faculty and our strong ties to the community and the state, UNO serves over 17,000 students each semester. A modern metropolitan university, UNO touches the lives of Omahans in many ways. From Shakespeare on the Green to internships with corporations like Caniglia and Union Pacific. From keeping businesses strong and vibrant in small-town America to sending faculty to teach in Afghanistan and Romania, UNO's programs and faculties are gaining in recognition and respect. And it shows in the faces of those whom we have served and in the eyes of our graduates. A place of dreams, ideas, teaching and learning. A place where futures take flight, careers are born, and lives are changed forever. The University of Nebraska at Omaha is setting the pace.
On October 9th, University Television will bring its second of our series of University of Nebraska Omaha Maverick sports when we bring you the University of South Dakota taking on the Lady Mavs in volleyball action. Now, both of these teams met recently in tournament action, and we talked to both teams about the upcoming North Central Conference matchup on October 9th.
Is touted as the most difficult volleyball conference in the nation. When the Mavs meet the University of South Dakota Coyotes, it will be a very exciting match. We are looking for a very fast-paced match, a very fast-paced offense against them, and we want to utilize the fact that we are bigger, stronger, and much faster.
When the Coyotes come to town, I expect to see a lot of offense. Both teams will throw multiple attackers at the net. It's going to take a team that can pick those up and convert that transition into offense that I think will win. We hope to come up with a tough serve to throw the Mavs off to begin with, and then run a tough block at them to slow their attack down. But it's definitely going to be an offensive game. Their coaching staff is definitely a strength. I had the opportunity to work with them this summer and see the way they teach the techniques. They've got a good core of players returning. Don Hotovy in the middle should be a strength for them. Some of the outside attackers, Laura Monahan had a nice match against us last year. And they've got some consistency. Those kids are returning, and they have a nice core to work around.
This year we have a real good team cohesiveness. We all get along real well. We have a good team chemistry going on the court, and that helps out a lot more than people realize. We have a lot of experience out there with 4 juniors who have a lot of game time from last year, and we have a lot of good freshmen and sophomores who are willing to play and step up to the competition along with the juniors.
The main rivalry with USD is the fact that they're in our conference. Last year, they took us to 5 games. Their strengths right now is that they're a very scrappy team. They never give up, and it's going to be us having to terminate the play in order to win.
We have a very balanced attack. We don't have one big hitter. We have a strong outside attack as well as a strong backside attack. We've added a back row attack, so we are very diverse. If one player is down, we have 3 or 4 other girls who can pick it up. Our defense is very strong. I think the biggest thing is we want some revenge on them for taking our game last year at home.
The athletes on the team are tremendously excited about the aspect of us being on television. We feel like we want to get UNO volleyball out to as many people as possible. We have an exciting product for people to see. These athletes work diligently. 3 to 4 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're practicing. They're also maintaining a 3.7 GPA as a team. And they are excited to show the people in this area what UNO is all about.
Again, that's UNO and South Dakota in volleyball action coming your way live at 7 p.m. on October 9th. Tonight, it's UNO and UNK in football action, and our score, the UNO Mavericks with a 10-3 lead. We'll have more action from Caniglia Field right after this.
Cox Cable Channels 16, 17, 18, and 19 are the Knowledge Network. Every day, the Knowledge Network brings you how-to programs, children's shows, foreign language programming, classic films and television dramas, 4-credit classes, live coverage of the Nebraska unicameral, and a wide variety of special interest programs. An inexpensive monthly program guide for the Knowledge Network is available by calling 554-2516. The Knowledge Network is TV that makes a difference, knowledge you can use. Order your Knowledge Network program guide today.
Watch for Winston's Potty Chair, produced as a teaching tool for parents guiding their children toward the important social skill of toilet training. First, an animated adventure designed to entertain and educate your child. Then 2 experts, Dr. Bruce Dan and Dr. Kathleen Nelson, answer the most often asked questions about the toilet training process.
Watch Winston Thursday at 8 p.m. on KYNE Channel 26.
Bill Nolman and Adrian Fiala back at Caniglia Field in Omaha with our score. The UNO Mavericks leading the UNK Lopers 10-3. UNO 12 of 22, 122 yards through the air. UNK 10 of 13 for 122 yards through the air. Might want to check that one out. Rushing yards. UNO 12 carries, 47 yards, 12 of 15. The UNK, the Kearney offense really has had a tough time getting going. The turnover, a big one, and a pass interception for a touchdown.
That really is told the tale as far as the scoring here goes, Bill. It was a pressure situation, and UNO able to take care of that pressure situation and score off that situation. But again, pretty evenly matched here through the first half, and I just talked with some of the UNK staff people here, and they're fairly pleased with what's happened here in the first half, especially after that disappointing loss last week to Augustana. These kids tonight have come out, they're ready to play, they're playing great defense, and so far, Bill, they're pleased with the results. They just want to get on the big end of the score as we move on here in the second half.
10-3 our score, UNO on top. We'll be back with more activities after this message from the University of Nebraska at Kearney.
Welcome to the University of Nebraska at Kearney. As the newest member of the University of Nebraska system, our mission continues to provide a broad educational, research, and service function to those living in the state of Nebraska. Located in the heart of Nebraska's Platte River Valley, the University of Nebraska at Kearney treasures its reputation for quality faculty, quality facilities, and quality graduates.
There's a lot of activities that go on in the university that anyone can get involved with, whether you're active in intramurals or anything. Anyone can fit in any area.
I wanted an education and a degree, and it was far enough away from home, but always close enough so that I can always come back.
The university faculty continues to strive for excellence towards the students' well-rounded education. The University of Nebraska at Kearney. We take pride.
Now let's listen to the UNO Marching Band, and let's update you on some of the other action that took place today in college football.
twirler Michelle Weiss, and the Maverick Music Machine to the classic Spanish tune, El Comanchero.
Watch for Winston's Potty Chair, produced as a teaching tool for parents guiding their children toward the important social skill of toilet training. First, an animated adventure designed to entertain and educate your child. Then two experts, Dr. Bruce Dan and Dr. Kathleen Nelson, answer the most often asked questions about the toilet training process.
Watch Winston Thursday at 8 p.m. on KYNE Channel 26.
Are you having trouble with fractions? Those algebraic equations got you down? Do you just need a quick review before a test? Then pick up the phone and call Homework Hotline, the only show in town that'll get you through those geometric formulas. Every Monday at 4 p.m., teachers from around the area will be standing by live to help you over that homework hump or to ace that upcoming test. Watch Homework Hotline live Monday afternoons at 4 on the Knowledge Network, Cox Cable, Channel 17.
4 cable channels. Up to 200 programs a day. The Knowledge Network, exclusively on Cox Cable. Call 554-2516 to order your monthly program guide.
Preparing for tomorrow demands challenging today's ideas, but experiments are not limited to the laboratory alone. A new world of discovery is taking place at UNO, preserving our environment and improving the quality of our health, developing technology and personnel necessary to attract new business to our community, opening the minds of future generations to an exciting world of possibilities within their reach. Leadership in the classroom and in the community. The University of Nebraska at Omaha is setting the pace.
Bill Dolman and Adrian Fiala back at Caniglia Field in Omaha. The UNO Mavericks with a 10-3 halftime lead on the UNK Lopers. We saw quite a halftime show there. Some pretty good sound coming.
Quite a halftime show, Bill, to the strains of El Hombre Pintado. That was a UNO Maverick marching band under the direction of Dr. James Saker and Dr. Steve Raven. And what a sound. Excellent performance. Very pleasurable to listen to them here at halftime. And we're about to get her underway, as you said, 10-3 in the first half. I talked to some of the folks at halftime from the Kearney State, let's call it UNK, University of Nebraska.
Living in the past,
I'm going to try and get that out of my mind, but they're pretty pleased with the results of the first half, and there again, you see the stats.
Those have been updated. Those are correct now. 94-14, that passing advantage for UNO. Rushing yards, 47-15.
And as we had talked about in terms of total yards in the first half, UNO 141, and UNK a total of 29, and that really is a surprising stat based on what we saw in that first half, Bill.
Really, neither offense really got untracked in that first half. The wind may have a lot to do with that. UNK will take the opening kickoff here in the second half, taken by number 29, Butch Peltz, and he downs it in the end zone for a touchback. Brian Rue kicked things off to get the second half underway. UNK had some troubles moving the football against Augustana. Ken Terry, the quarterback. Terry started in this one. Adrian told you 29 yards in total offense, and Justin Norblade has come on. He will start the second half for the Lopers. Norblade, a 6'3", 210-pound junior out of Kearney, Nebraska. And he is a scrambler. He'll put the ball in the air. And talking to the people at UNK, he does a lot of things. Some of them good, some of them bad. But it's kind of now when you're down 10-3, 50-50 is pretty good chances.
That's right. Kind of an adventure at times with Norblade in the ball game. But again, he does some good things and maybe has a problem at times. But he can. We saw him get the team moving well against Augustana last week, Bill. And maybe he'll have the same effect here in the second half. We'll see.
First play of the second half is a handoff to E.J. Hancock, the tailback. Kirk Peterson, defensive right end, makes the stop. Peterson, a two-time letterman out of Des Moines, Iowa. Second down, 10, no gain on the play. Ball just inches over the 20-yard line. Again, the Lopers hit by injuries. Jeff Ortmeyer, Robert Trenn out for the season with knee injuries. Mark Yulee, the starting tailback and an All-America candidate for the Lopers, did not make the trip because of an ankle injury he suffered in the season opener, and that has hurt the ground attack in the first two games. This is Hancock, and boy, is he hit hard. Off that right tackle. Bradley is over there, as is, guess who, Steve Kurtz, number 97, the linebacker.
The big hit that you saw in the middle was Steve Kurtz coming from his linebacker spot, scraping off to the left side. He read the play perfectly, got up to the hole, and then just basically it was the old pickup truck and chicken theory. And he nailed him, put him right back to the turf.
Gain of 3 on the play. The Lopers going into a wind that at game time was 16 miles an hour out of the south with gusts into the 20s, and I would say it's a pretty consistent wind in the 20-mile-an-hour range now. 3rd down, 7 from the 23. Norblade wants to throw. The left-hander, he'll scramble, and he does so there. There's a penalty flag thrown. Pass is incomplete, intended for Todd McCoy. And we may have a holding penalty. There it is.
Norblade scrambling to his left, and perhaps that's what he does best, is scramble and throw on the run. And that, again, puts a little bit more pressure on that defense. As you saw there, defense converged, putting the pressure on, trying to get to Norblade. He was able to avoid that pressure, then get outside. And there was a receiver out there that was pretty open, but he was not able to deliver the football, and they're going to kick it away.
Holding penalty is on the Lopers. Tim Brown, the referee. The penalty declined by UNO. 4th down and 7 from the 23, and Casey Anderson, who was in the ball game quite frequently, 5 punts, an average of 38 yards in the first half, is in to kick the ball away, and with that wind blowing in his face, not a bad idea to decline that penalty so you can get the football and probably in pretty good field position. Rodney Brown back deep at his 39-yard line. 10 men at the line for the Mavericks. Here they come, and they got a piece of it. And the ball bounding, taking a Loper bounce at the 41-yard line.
Bill, I want to tell you what, UNK is so conscious of Rodney Bradley up on the top of the line at that time. There you see him right there, number 6. They were so conscious of his ability to block kicks and his quickness and his speed, they kind of forgot that other side, and that's where it came from, the left side and right up the middle. They got a hand on the football, wasn't able to pick up who got a hand on the football, but Rodney Bradley distracted the people up at the top of the screen, and that opened it up on the left side.
26, Brian Martis, a free safety out of Omaha Gross. Here's the one coming up the middle, and he got a hand on that punt. A good bounce for the Lopers, but great field position for UNO. 1st down and 10 at the 41, and here comes Josh Lutke ready to sling the football here in the second half. Handoff to Shane McClanahan around the right end, drug down from behind, and a penalty flag comes in. Chad Misek, number 3, made the stop. We may have a face mask.
Great lead blocks that time by number 79, Mike Crawford, and also number 66, Mark Wendt. Pulling from left guard and left tackle, respectively. Come to the right side, lead McClanahan around to the outside. We're going to have that penalty, however.
Take a look at it right here. This is McClanahan, number 5, and indeed.
There you see the 2 big guys up in front there leading on that on the lead block.
5-yard face mask penalty is the indication. McClanahan did not get enough for the first down, but they will with the penalty. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the Loper 30-yard line. They've given McClanahan its gain of 6. Tack on the 5-yarder. Receiver split to both sides. McClanahan, the lone setback. 4-man front by the Lopers. Lutke to McClanahan. This time around the left end. Scoots inside, gets a block. Penalty flag is down. Finally drugged down from behind by 55, Garrett Estes. Dan Fox also over there, but the penalty flag on the play, and it's a holding indication against the Mavericks, so bring it all back.
That time, DJ Vokalek coming from the right side. He thought perhaps that that play was coming his way, but they went away from him. McClanahan off to the left side. But the penalty is going to bring it all the way back.
You can almost guess where the Mavericks are going to go depending on where Vokalek's lined up. He's on the right side, you know they're going left.
We were talking at halftime about DJ Vokalek, 6'2", 215 out of Lincoln Northeast, a preseason All-American candidate. Bill, no doubt in my mind, with his speed, his size, his savvy, and the way he hits, he could have easily been a Division I football player. It's one of those things that, you know, a young man makes a choice. He's been out at University of Nebraska Kearney. Done a great job for them. He, along with Houghton, sort of the leaders on defense, and he's just done an excellent job. And I have no doubt in my mind he could have been a Division I player.
First down and 20, back near the original line of scrimmage on this drive that began on a block punt. Lutke fakes the handoff, throws over the middle, pass is complete, hits the tight end Roy Whaley, drags a couple of defenders down to the 20-yard line. Matt Wibbles, the free safety, finally brought him down, but Roy Whaley makes a big play and gets near the first down.
That's the play that we've been waiting for all evening. They've been hitting the flanks with that pass. They've thrown a couple up over the middle, but Whaley wide open on the play, able to take it down close to the 20-yard line. Split everybody out, spread the defense, and then run one underneath. And that's exactly what Whaley and Josh Lutke were able to accomplish.
Gain of 19 on the play, second down and 1 from the Loper 21. Loper's coming on the blitz, the handoff to McClanahan, scoots across the line of scrimmage, makes a couple of moves down to the 10, cuts to the outside, knocked out of bounds at the 5. Dave Bangert finally made the stop on Shane McClanahan, and once he got past the line of scrimmage, he was all on his own.
I tell you, you called it. They were coming on the blitz, UNK coming on the blitz, and McClanahan got by the line of scrimmage, able to set up about 5 more yards and gain over there with the way he was running, setting it up to the inside, breaking out to the outside. But again, all Shane McClanahan once beyond the line of scrimmage.
Gain of 14 on the play. First down and 5. Check that gain of 16, and Lutke wants a timeout. Doesn't like what he sees. It's first down and goal from the Loper 5, and the Mavericks are threatening, looking to take advantage of that block punt. Special teams, we talked about it, have played a big role in this series in the last couple of years.
And it's been the unique play. We talked about that at halftime also, Bill. The unique play or the unusual play that has really been symptomatic or characteristic of these two teams when they get together. We saw the pass play that was really a forced interception, and then the punt that somebody got a hand on that. It's really set up a couple of scores, and right now UNO threatening to go in on the punt play we talked about. But again, as you discussed in the first half, and as we talked about during the halftime activities, it's been the unusual play with these two teams that has really been kind of the rule rather than the exception.
A couple of years ago was an unusual start to the ball game. UNK kicked off. UNO returned the opening kickoff of the game for a touchdown, then 3 downs and out. The Lopers punt the ball away, and then UNO returns the punt for a touchdown. They're up 14-0, 2 minutes gone in the ball game. So special teams, especially in this series, have played a big part. First down and goal from the 5 after the timeout. Number 5, McClanahan scoots. Is he in the end zone? May have lost the football, and the Lopers say they have it. No indication on the touchdown.
DJ Vokalek says, hey, it's ours. Still no indication. They're still unstacking the bodies there. Great block that time. We saw Tom Cordes, number 89, come in motion, and he put the block on the linebacker, and that sealed it off for McClanahan to get up inside. Well, no indication at all, Bill, other than the ball spotted right at about the 1-foot line.
UNO wanted the touchdown. UNK wanted the football.
But again, Cordes, a great comeback block, a sort of a crackback block on that linebacker, hit him right up under the left or the right arm, that is. And Shane McClanahan right behind him on the play.
Well, they said this game will be won or lost in the trenches. That trench is dug deep at the half-yard line. Second down and goal. Lutke into the end zone. Touchdown. That's pretty academic. If you can't get your quarterback to sneak a half a yard for a touchdown, that's...
Well, Josh Lutke goes about 6'3" and 220 pounds, and there are a lot of running backs that wish they were that size. And Josh Lutke can pick it up. He can pick up a foot about any time he wants to. And he just simply stuck it in. They ran Cordes in motion one more time, perhaps making the UNK defense think we're going to come that way again, but we're ended on that quick count, and Lutke just stuck in and put 6 up on the board.
Nick Mines in to add the point after. Brian McConnell is the holder. Good snap. McMines kick. Splits the uprights, and the Mavericks are on top of UNK 17-3. 10:42 remaining in the third quarter.
And it was McDonald on that field goal. We talked about the good set as far as the snap being up a little bit high. It was McDonald on that hold that let McManus kick that field goal. But right now, 17-3 is the lead for UNO Mavs. And UNK, they need to get it going right here. They can't afford to drop behind any further than that, Bill. There's the kick right here. Splits the uprights.
Good as gold, good for a point. And now Brian Rue will kick things off. McMines and Brian Rue sharing the kicking duties here. Rue had been the punter. He missed a field goal earlier tonight.
Maybe he needed to be kicking against the wind. Is what
his leg's probably tired. He's been punting all night. Brian Rue in that first half. We talked about the number of times Casey Anderson has punted. UNO also 5 punts. And now the Lopers have some work to do into the wind here in the third quarter.
Could be a flag on that play. UNO was offsides.
And there it is. The kick goes into the end zone for a touchback, but in all likelihood they'll have to do it again.
2 or 3 players on the kicking team over on the right side were about a half a yard ahead of the football and the kicker.
And procedure penalty on UNO.
Well, are they going to come back or are they not going to come back?
Well, I would imagine they always do. And they are.
Kicking team has a choice on that, but we're going to see it come back.
10:42 remaining. 17-3. The UNO Mavericks upping their lead on the half-yard quarterback sneak by Josh Lutke. UNO got on the board first back in the second quarter. Rick Rowe, an 18-yard pass interception for a touchdown, intercepting a pass of Ken Terry. Good pressure put on by Kirk Peterson on that play. Forced the INT. UNO took a 7-0 lead. Mavericks got out to a 10-0 lead. Kevin McMines, a 40-yard field goal was good. And then UNK, a big kickoff return, setting up shop at the 19-yard line. They couldn't punch the ball into the end zone, settled for a Mike Rowan field goal of 30 yards. Half ended at 10-3, and then Lutke just going in. And the Mavs now up by 14. Brian Rue set to go again. Sophomore out of Omaha Creighton Prep. With the wind at his back, puts this one even deeper into the end zone.
So the
and we'll get the same result.
Net effect of the play is the same location. Everybody goes through the gymnastics on the play one more time. It'll come out to the 20s, as you see.
Central Missouri State Challenge Tournament in Warrensburg, Missouri.
It'll be first down and 10 from the Loper 20-yard line, and Justin Norblade coming back out. He ended the first half at quarterback, began the second half there. And now the junior at Kearney comes out to try and get something going for this UNO offense that has been, or rather UNK offense, that's been rather anemic, not only tonight, but back in the season opener. Fake the handoff to Hancock. Norblade will keep it himself across the 20. He had a little hole to run through, but that closed up pretty quick. Joe Hyde, 31, the linebacker from Hastings, Iowa, made the stop. Good open field tackle.
Joe Hyde, 5'11", 218 pounds. Kind of a spark plug in there. Excellent open field tackle, as you called it, Bill. Good execution by Kearney on the play. A good misdirection play, but Joe Hyde was able to smell it out and come up with a tackle.
Joe Hyde intercepted a pass, ran it back 55 yards for a touchdown a year ago against UNK. Second down, 6, the ball at the 24. Gain of 4 for Norblade. 3 receivers in the pattern. Hancock, the tailback, quick pitch. They'll sweep it to the near side. Hancock picks his way through across the 25 to the 27.
Hancock, the ball carrier.
Travis Washington, the sophomore from Valley, Nebraska, made the stop. Good pressure coming there from the outside. Terry Burks, 93, a sophomore out of Lincoln High, forced Norblade to pitch the ball and give it up right away. Burks, 93 on your screen there to your left. Transferred from Wayne State College. 5.5 minutes gone by here in the second half.
Bill, I really think the wind now has picked up even more than what it was in the first half. 17 gusting to 20, 25 miles an hour, but it seems to really, well, is it me or is it the wind?
I think it's the wind. I'll give you that.
Same difference, I think. Holy cow, look at that hit.
Hancock is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Good penetration there. Rodney Bradley there. Joe Hyde and company. Burke's also there.
Tell you, Rick Rowe came in, number 48. He came in from his outside linebacker spot. He was the one where you saw the sparks fly on the hit.
Injured player on the field. Didn't get a number. That may be E.J. Hancock, the ball carrier. Game has been played relatively injury-free. But boy, if you're Kearney, that's the last thing you need is another injury. Now that's number 34, Nolan Byer, who's the backup tailback and was lined up at tight end on that play. And boy, that does not look good.
Last week, Mark Eulie went down, their top running back. Now Byer in his place goes down with what looks like either a bad ankle or a bad left knee. Let's hope that it's not too serious, but I certainly don't like the looks of that injury.
4th down and 3. Casey Anderson into punt. 10-man front by the Mavs. Rodney Brown standing at his 30-yard line. Good snap this time. Gets it away cleanly. Last one, of course, was partially blocked. Kicking it away from Brown, and the ball bouncing around at the 40. And the Lurples will down it at the 38-yard line, and UNO will take over.
Good job by Anderson one more time to get it away. Put his team, put his defense over into Maverick territory. Spotted the ball, spotted right at about the 38-yard line. And Anderson has done a good job on most of the occasions we've seen him, Bill. He's done a good job getting that ball away, keeping his team in decent field position.
1st down and 10 from the Maverick 38. Josh Lutke coming out, the field general for the UNO Mavericks. Sophomore out of Omaha Creighton Prep, led the Junior Jays to 2 state titles. This is Lamont White on the reverse across the 40 to the 45, gain of 7. Butch Peltz, 29, out of Alliance, made the stop.
Jason Hike out there leading the way, number 54. A great name for a college football player, Jason Hike.
Gain of 6. Well, now what are they going to say? Scoreboard said gain of 6. 2nd down and 0. The ball's at the 5, according to the scoreboard. Shane McClanahan, 69 yards on 13 carries. This is his 14th. Robbins misses the tackle, and McClanahan gets to midfield, picks up the 1st down. Butch Peltz again makes the stop.
You saw Robbins once again on the backside pursuit. The only thing you got to do is hit and wrap up, make the tackle. Had he been able to do that, play goes for no gain, maybe even a loss. But as it stands, he picks up the 1st down. So Danny Robbins needs to, when he pursues from that backside, any of those people on the backside, hit, wrap, and make the tackle.
1st down and 10 for the Mavs at the 50. We have whistles and finally a flag. A couple of flags come flying in. 7:24 to play in the 3rd quarter, and a procedure penalty called on the Mavericks. Quite a few procedure penalties called tonight. Mentioned that the UNO offense is without starting tight end Jeff Jennings, and one of the big plays on that last scoring drive, there's Nolan Byer on the sidelines being tended to.
Looks like that ankle, Bill, they're looking at there, that left ankle. The way he came off the field, I would seriously doubt if he'd be back on the field here in the 2nd half.
Exactly. As I was getting to, Jeff Jennings, the tight end, is out with an injury, and Rory Whaley with a big play on that scoring drive kept that drive alive. UNO has not gone to the tight end, however, very much in the game tonight. Lutke dropping back. Pass complete to Todd Hurt at the 50. Hit by number 4, Brent Burr, and then driven back. 99. Watovic, the linebacker, also there to make the tackle.
Hurt lined up that time, tight slot on the left side. Everybody else cleared out. He ran it underneath, grabbed that pass, and tried to head upfield.
Gain of 1 for Hurt. Ball just inches on the other side of the 50 into Loper territory. They're calling it 2nd down and 9. 6.5 to play, 3rd quarter. Bill Dolman and Adrian Fiala with you at Caniglia Field. The Mavericks on top, 17-3. Over the Lopers of Nebraska Kearney. Lutke drops straight back. Pressure this time. Gets away from 1. Brueggemann forces him down at the 49. He'll lose 2. Brueggemann, 94, made the final stop, but Dan Robbins, the outside linebacker, defensive end, came in and really forced Lutke to tuck the ball under and run with it.
And the reason that he had to do that, Bill, obviously, the coverage downfield was excellent. The UNK defenders, the secondary linebackers, really had everybody covered like a blanket. So Lutke had to tuck it up and go. Then he did a little spin routine on the arm that you practice. And then Brueggemann, all of a sudden, I think he heard him snorting coming down the middle and decided, I think I better take a little slide here. Went down.
Double receivers to both sides, 4 in the pattern. McClanahan comes out to the flat. Lutke wants to throw long. Throws complete to Cordes at the 34. No, incomplete. The referee say the ball was trapped. That'll force a 4th down situation. 4th and 11 from the Maverick 49-yard line.
And one more time, Brian Rue is going to get a shot. I think this will be his 7th punt on the evening. I think he and Casey Anderson both are in that number right now at number 7. 5 punts apiece in the first half. Casey Anderson 5 for 38, an average of 38.4, and Rue 5 punts for an average of 44.6.
Clean snap for Rue. High into the air, and this one might be headed to the end zone, and it is. Touchback. Kearney will take over, 1st down and 10 at the 20.
After each of the last 2 punts from Brian Rue, he stood at midfield and simply just kind of shook his head and raised his hands. He's discussing with himself. He's trying to pooch that ball down inside the 5-yard line. And I tell you, with the advent, well, it's not the advent, with the AstroTurf, that is, being here at UNO, it's really tough to pooch the ball anymore. With natural turf, you can do that, but well, when the ball hits on this stuff, it just rolls very quickly.
5:21 remaining in the 3rd. 1st down and 10 for the Lopers at their own 20. Justin Norblade still the quarterback. The left-hander throws out of the backfield intended for E.J. Hancock. And Norblade is planted into the turf by 63 Mike Bowen.
Yeah, you wonder why the ball went down into the turf about 4 yards short. Well, it's because Bowen was right there in his face.
Norblade went 4 yards
putting him
deep
right
into the
down.
turf.
Yeah, I think he went just about as far short as the ball did. But again, that good pressure from the defense, and it's been that way all evening. UNO has simply not let up one iota in terms of pressuring that quarterback.
And the wind has not let up at all to allow any type of passing game going north to south. 2nd down and 10 from the 20. Trips to the far side, and Hancock goes in motion near side. And Norblade will keep it himself on a quarterback draw across the 25 to the 29 out near a 1st down. Well, that may be one of the biggest plays for the Lopers tonight. Chris Bantner, the linebacker, number 37, made the stop.
That time they ran motion to the left side, as you saw, and that took a linebacker out of that particular area. And the draw play was designed to go to that area, and that's why Norblade was able to pick up about 7, 8, 9 yards. Just took the guy right out, Bill. Well done.
3rd down and 1. UNK just 1 first down in the ball game. That'll show you how effective your offense has been.
They may get a second right here. Yep.
Norblade keeps it himself, stretches across the 30, and he'll have it. Well, a moral victory of sorts for the men in white.
Those moral victories, I'm not sure about those.
Well, you'd see some pretty good coaching records if you think of a moral victory, wouldn't you?
Everybody still be working if moral victories were counted, let me tell you.
Well, Jack Crow might still be working out in Arkansas. Boy, that was ridiculous, wasn't it?
I tell you what, that really disgusted me to no end.
Yeah. It's a different ball game. 1st down and 10 for the Lopers at their own 31. Russell, the man in motion. They'll give it on a reverse to Cedric McDonald, and he has nowhere to go. 69 in there making the play, Doug Presser.
And I want to tell you what, Chris Bantner came in, all 250 pounds of him. He stepped right up into the hole. He could smell reverse from the time that ball, the strings were rearranged by the center on that play, and he was there. We got a flag down on the play, however, Bill.
Penalty flag, and the preliminary indication is against UNO.